Yep, this is about the worst job in the droid army. What? And it just went into overtime.
The comical side of Star Wars. That does not mean that you should underestimate droids. They may be cheap and inefficient for military, but they still weren't to be underestimated. The main force of the Separatist army were B-1 battle droids. They cost 1,800 Republic credits. They were equipped with E5 blaster rifles, which wasn't exactly the best, but it was fine for droids. The E5 blaster rifle cost 950 credits. This gives us a total of 2,750 credits per droid. For instance, an armor for a single clone trooper costs 8,000 credits, and their armor wasn't even that good. B-1s weren't exactly known for being the most intelligent, but their suicidal nature still made them a strong force in big numbers. Now let's see how efficient they were. In the Battle of Naboo there were around 1,500 OM battle droids, which were basically the same as B-1s. There was thousands of Gungans, but they were easily defeated. If the control ship wouldn't be destroyed, the Gungans would have no chance. In the Battle of Geonosis there was at least 1 million battle droids and around 100,000 super battle droids, and only around 190,000 clone troopers, but they still lost. So what's going on here? Well, Gungans are, normal soldiers, we could say, at least, yeah. Nobody really stands a chance against suicidal maniacs, right? And yes, I know they are droids and technically aren't alive. Now, clone troopers were something else. Clone troopers were basically Jango Fetts. Jango Fett was basically one of the deadliest Mandalorians of his time, and people really seem to forget that. Some of the clones were probably even better warriors than Jango Fett himself. Okay, clone troopers had much worse equipment than Jango, so they aren't exactly at the same level, but they're still basically the best soldiers in the galaxy at this point. Not to mention that there were in total of 212 Jedi in the Battle of Geonosis, so it's not weird that 1 million battle droids wasn't enough, right? Now listen to this. More than 190 Jedi died, and a big portion of clone troopers died. So not just the battle droids slayed a bunch of Jango Fetts, but they killed more than 190 Jedi. Think about it for a sec. Just think how OP they are. Normal citizens have no chance against them. B-1 battle droids may not have very, creative minds and good military tactics, but they are still incredible. If movies wouldn't keep showing us how B-1s are getting slayed, but literally the strongest beings in the galaxy, we would see just how frightening they can be. There is a reason why Separatists use droids instead of flesh and blood soldiers. Many people argue that clones were better choices than droids, but were they? One clone trooper was minimally 100,000 credits, although this stuff can be inconsistent, so this is just my speculation. Considering that just their equipment was more than 10,000 credits, it wouldn't be so far-fetched to say that one clone was at least 100,000 credits. That would mean that for the price of one clone trooper, around 36 B-1 battle droids could be made. And although some clones had a reputation for killing hundreds of battle droids, I highly doubt that an average clone killed 36 B-1s in his lifetime, which leads to conclusion that Separatists had everything figured out. Okay, clone troopers maybe look more sick. Okay, they are maybe better quality, but in this case, quantity is just better than quality. B-1s may not be a crazily good quality, but they are nonetheless underestimated. And I didn't even mention B-2s that were a little bit better than B-1s, or manga guards which could go one-on-one with that Jedi. Again, if that Jedi isn't Obi-Wan Kenobi or something, Actually, quite some Jedi were killed by the droids, and ironically, they were still cheaper than clone troopers. So, Separatist army was overall a much better idea. Sorry clones, I love you. Now Republic does have a lot more money to spare than Separatists, so could they actually make up for these numbers? Well, I actually already did a video about how big the Grand Army of the Republic should be. There I discussed that 6 million is really too little clone troopers to fight the galactic war. The thing is, Republic and Separatist propaganda were very strong, so all the information about the armies vary a lot, right? And considering that Palpatine stopped the progression of the droid army to spare the Republic, I'd say the droid army was notably stronger. If people would know actual numbers, they would become speculative and the war basically made no sense, cause it was fake. So yeah, I just think that this is something that people really overlook. Let me make something really clear. Clone Army could never defeat a Separatist. See, Palpatine spared Clone Army on many occasions. Actually, Separatist Army on many occasions came very close to Kamino, and if they come to Kamino, the war is basically over, because then you can get more clones and Republic loses. But yeah, I really think that people just don't understand this. Just because clones were a lot better than droids, that doesn't mean that the whole army was better, because there was so many more droids, and I mean there was a lot more droids than clones. And I really think that although clones were really good, they just can't make up for these numbers, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is a little out of topic, but basically the point of this video is don't underestimate droids. Okay, we saw droids being slaughtered by Jedi, by clone troopers, but don't forget, normal citizens, normal beings, whatever, have no chance against battle droids. Okay, they may not be very efficient in some battle strategies or whatever, but when you have the battle droid one-on-one on, let's say, 50 meters, it's just as deadly as clone trooper basically. And the only difference is that droid really doesn't care if it dies. Okay, clones were pretty suicidal sometimes, but droids do not give a shit. They're overall just more efficient, cheaper, and I honestly think that Separatist army was generally better than clone army. But yeah guys, I know that you all have a lot of different opinions on this stuff, so if you want we can all discuss it in comments. Just let me know your opinion and we can discuss it. And also, if you like this content, I would really be very happy if you would subscribe, because look at my subscribers guys. And yeah guys, see ya.